Welcome to magical Mexico City, one of our favourite stops on the calendar, but for so many on the grid, this is the session which will define their season. We are swapping so many rookies into the cars for an hour of running in FP1. We'll have Pato Award replacing Lando Norris at McLaren. Antonio Fuoco, Le Mans 24-hour winner, he is in for Lewis Hamilton across the other side of the garage. Intriguingly, for driver market news next year, Arvid Lindblad replaces Max Verstappen in the Red Bull. And then we have Vesti, who we've seen before running for Mercedes. He will be in for Russell. Crawford will be in for Stroll at Aston Martin. Crawford gunning for the title in Formula 2. They've still got 4 races to run in that championship this year. Also competing in that championship, Luke Brown, who replaces Carlos Sainz in the Williams. Hirakawa will replace Behrman at Haas, and Aaron will replace Gasly at the Alpine. Also, Ayumu Iwasa, former F2 competitor, will be replacing Liam Lawson, and this rule allowing us to see extra talent at the wheel to see a new look grid out there. Long before we know their names, teams and drivers work together to make their way through to the upper echelons of Formula One. Sometimes luck, sometimes timing means that they don't always get their chance. The introduction of this rule to allow what was initially 2 sessions has been expanded this year to 4, and it means that the teams have had to think about when they open things up for their drivers to run behind the wheel. And it will be really interesting to see what we get. It's very, very unusual to see half of the grid replaced. Frederik Vesti, former runner-up in the Formula 2 Championship a couple of years ago, rapid driver and a key component of Mercedes Formula 1 team, heading out onto the circuit. Does so much sim work, Frederik Vesti. And Frederik Vesti, I wondered if he was going to enter the driver market chat earlier in the year, because he's been putting hours upon hours of 2026 prep in the Mercedes simulator. And who does everyone think is going to be fastest next year?
Everyone thinks it's going to be Mercedes. I don't know what they're basing that on.
We don't know that, but that's the paddock assumption. Arvid Lindblad sitting 7th in the Formula 2 standings with 4 races to go. Driver who graduated from Formula 3 into Formula 2 and has been long linked with a junior Red Bull team position. Max Verstappen on the pit wall. That's a very strange sight to see. Red Bull tend to take the long view with their driver progression. Lindblad has always been talked about. They have always expected to promote him to Formula 1. The 4 Red Bull owned entries for next year, one of the last remaining puzzles in the driver market.
So Lindblad versus Tsunoda is actually it's a qualifying matchup for this session. A great test for Lindblad. Tsunoda now has to be quicker than Arvid Lindblad jumping into Max's seat.
There is a distinct chance that Hirakawa may make his Grand Prix debut this year. He's a Toyota driver, but Toyota essentially lent him to Haas for the test and reserve driver. Don't forget, Ollie Behrman is one minor incident away from a 1-race ban, and that would see Hirakawa put into the car.
Is this Hirakawa's 4th or 5th FP1 already this year? He's racked them up. He did the first one for Alpine. Then straight after that, I said, no, you know what? Thanks for the chance. I'm going to go to Haas now. And now he's solidly their driver that jumps in for FP1. So you're right, for Hirakawa, it means that a little bit more as well. He's got more experience. He's getting used to these sessions. He's just generally a more experienced driver as well than some of the young hot shoes that come in.
Paul Aaron, driver who is the reserve for Alpine. Oh, hang on to it, Mr. Aaron. And he did so, bouncing over the curbs in the corners that you find at 4-5, and he's just rotated it through 6. Paul Aaron, very, very solid campaign last year on his way to 3rd in the championship in Formula 2. He's not loving the handling of the Alpine right now.
Oh, he's not miles away from putting that in the barriers at the sketchiest part of the circuit. The car really on the edge in terms of rear grip. Difficult, that section from 7 to 11. It's where every year there'll be someone at some point in the weekend that puts it in the barriers there. They are really getting on with it, aren't they? These rookie drivers coming in. Aaron obviously feeling the limit of grip, getting a little bit over it at times as well. It wasn't the cleanest of laps. Can you talk to me a little bit about Jack Crawford?
Can indeed. He's having his best season. He's in his third year of Formula 2. He's in contention for the title. Second place at the moment, 169 points compared to the championship leaders, 188. He's the winner of the most recent feature race. He's progressed every season. I think that much you can say. He's having a great campaign. But you all know this from personal experience, Jolien. Multiple seasons in the second tier, fairly or unfairly, sometimes people begin to look at other candidates. Incredibly quick driver, has performed in every year. He's won in every single season of the Formula 2 championship that he's competed in. And he might well have a brilliant final 4 races and claim the title, by which time all the seats might be sorted.
Really a big challenge for those young drivers getting really one of their first times out on the Formula 1 grid this weekend. Antonio Fuoco being one of them. He's got a lot of pressure on him here.
He has indeed. This is a driver who's always been incredibly well supported, both at the side of a racetrack. I remember in his GP3 days when I commentated on him, he would always have a fan club cheering for him in the paddock and also in the grandstand. His greatest day in motor racing, and the last time I commentated on him until today when he won the Le Mans 24 Hours. Luke Browning in for Carlos Sainz, and Browning, another driver, hoping to take that step forward in the final races of the Formula 2 Championship. He's got 161 points. He was the winner in some style as well in a crash-strewn race in Monza when he left them all behind and claimed the feature race win. It's a strange pressure, isn't it? It's a wonderful occasion to get behind the wheel of a Formula 1 car, but then you're into the pressure of performing for the team, showing your best.
Difficult circumstance jumping into an FP1. It's a busy session, 20 cars out, you get a bit of traffic, you've got low downforce around here as well, as Pato gives away to his home crowd. The first rule, bring it back safe. The second rule, be amazing.
Great to see O'Ward waving to the crowd. Great reaction for him. Well, that's the hour of practice complete. Standout performance for Arvid Lindblad. 18-year-old has done his Formula 1 promotion chances. No harm at all with that performance. Home favourite Pato O'Ward out there on track, taking the acclaim of the crowd at the end. Then it's Vesti and Aaron, Hirakawa and Iwasa. Luke Browning was in 18th, Jack Crawford in 19th, and Antonio Fuoco completes the field. It is worth saying we don't always know what programme the rookies are on. 9 drivers will be thanking the team at this stage on the radio.
Yeah, thanks Rio, really good job today. Very solid session, well done.
Yeah, thank you everyone. I will comment for the car later, but yeah, thank you for the hard work, guys.
Cool, thank you very much, Pato.
Yeah, thank you everyone.
Thanks for today, guys. Had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I don't think it was the best session from me, to be honest. It was quite messy, but
no, not at all. Don't beat yourself up, mate. It's a tricky track, low grip.
I think they were quite happy. I mean, yeah, I think the pace was decent. It's back in one piece. I think they thought my feedback was solid as well. So I mean, I think from my side, there's not really much more I can do. Just trying to point them in a good direction. We'll see now what Max says, but it seems like it wasn't too bad. So yeah, we'll see. But I think they're overall quite happy.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, it was pretty low grip, but compared to an F2 car, it's still much faster. And I had a good time, and it was chaotic. I've done a couple test days. There's no cars on the track, and stuff with traffic and stuff, and it was a mess. I felt like everyone was in the same bit of track. But yeah, it was good fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was really special. I think being able to have this great opportunity. I need to thank all the team, all the Ferrari family. I'm really proud about this result, and yeah, a good practice. Everything went quite smooth, so I'm really happy.
Well, it was great to be back in W16. I've obviously spent thousands of hours in the simulator developing this car with the team. So I drove it for the first time in Bahrain and again now in Mexico, and it was a really solid session. I got very good laps. I got through the whole program with the team, and for sure you always want more. You want to be right at the top. But honestly, I went out of the car feeling really happy and satisfied with the job.
It's a long break from Formula 2, so yeah, I was twiddling my thumbs thinking, what am I going to do in this break? And James gave me the call and said, right, FP1 time. So it's really exciting out there. I really enjoyed it, especially on that hard tyre. It was fantastic. and the race run at the end was really nice to get up to the grips with a new circuit.
First of all, a massive thank you to Alpine. Any day for me in a Formula 1 car is a good day. So yeah, just super happy to be back. I've never driven in Mexico, and we knew it was going to be a difficult track to drive on just because of the altitude and the fact that the cars have much less grip. So it was a really cool experience, but it was very tricky out there. From the first lap, I felt that the grip was really low, and it took some confidence to kind of build it up. Generally, the point of this session was to help the team, was to help Pierre. I was in his car, and I think in terms of setup, we understood a lot. And I got to give some good feedback to the team, so overall a pretty successful session.